Hi, cat. Come and get some mango, baby.
One, two, 1, 2, 3. Self-awareness is a superpower. My name is KathyLaDonna. Welcome to Soul and Vibration. I hope the free thinkers are doing well. And if you're not doing well, I'm happy to remind you that you are the most powerful person that you know. You are the most powerful person that you know because only you can create your reality. So this figure card reading is about why you feel like something is missing or what is actually missing. I feel like this is an interesting message because sometimes we feel like something is missing in our lives and we don't know what that is exactly. And some of us do know what that is exactly, but we're acting like we don't know what it is exactly. So hopefully this will serve as some kind of confirmation or inspiration. We have 3 groups to select from. Group number 1, fish energy. Group number 2, elephant. Group number 3, swan. Pause the video if you have to see which group you're resonating with. Timestamps are always in the description box below. I look forward to seeing you in your message. Hello, group number 1. So group number 1, this message is about what is missing. And immediately with the fish energy, when it comes to this group, when it comes to what's missing, a few things comes to mind. For some of you, maybe deep down, you want a family of your own. And that's actually what's missing. And maybe you've been convincing yourself that you don't want that. And I could see how some people will convince themselves that they don't want that for many reasons. In some situations, it's because, it's expensive and they probably are having a hard time taking care of themselves. That could be one situation. And in another situation, maybe it's relationship wise in the sense that, trauma and abandonment issues and fear of entering into that kind of commitment with someone, not knowing what will happen or not having full control over anything at all. And then for others of us, when it comes to the fish energy, to me, what I'm getting from the fish energy is like you're missing that, like you're a creative person naturally. And that side of you hasn't been like not feeling seen when it comes to that side of you, or not expressing yourself enough, like not creating enough. So as I'm saying that, I'm thinking about myself and how lately the things that I've been doing, like yes, creating content is creative, expressive work, but I'm realizing that I'm the type of person that like to work with my hands, and I haven't been working with my hands for like the last 2 years or so. Has it been? Wow. Yeah, maybe almost 2 years or so. I haven't been working with my hands. And lately I've been finding myself yearning to create, like yearning for creating. So I feel like when it comes to this group, that might be a case when it comes to something missing. For some, it's, literally creation, having children, a family. And for others, it's like creative projects, like, using your hands and getting busy, creating things. When it comes to the astro dice, we have Venus energy, the number 11, and Sag. So for some of us, you might find that what's missing is a social circle, friend group, like a friend group that allows for you to connect with others, creatively express yourself, and just have a good time. So I'm thinking about like back in the day, and some people probably still go out and party and do it up. But I think about like back in the day for me, and I say back in the day like it's so darn long ago, but you know, like going to an event and getting dressed up. And I was recently just saying this to a friend, like missing certain things about like going out, like going to certain parties that we would go to back in the day, where it's like, it's almost like not planning a wedding, that's a bit extreme, but it's like, you know, you're going to this event and you gotta think about what kind of shoes you're gonna wear, what kind of outfit you're gonna wear, how you're gonna do your hair. And it's like so much energy goes into the creative process of this thing. And then you go to the event and you dance, you have a good time, you socialize. So when it comes to this group, I'm getting for some of you that might be what's missing, like a playful, youthful environment where you're able to socialize and connect with other like-minded people, and socializing more on a practical, tangible level, meaning like not on the internet, not going to some Zoom party, like like going to a real live event where you're connecting with other people. And Sag energy brings me to travel. So for some of you, maybe traveling more, maybe finding groups that you can travel with is something that's important. For others, maybe it's publishing, and you know, some of you want to write a book, you want to put something out there, and what's missing is being a part of that kind of a circle. But for me, again, like I said, there's one thing when it comes to online, and then there's another thing when it comes to literally being in a room with other like-minded people. So for, you know, some of you guys who selected this group, that's one thing that I'm seeing that's coming up. So when it comes to, say, the area of your life where something might be missing, we have the crow energy here. And the crow energy brings me to, say, transformation. Transformation is a thing, or a need for change, a needing of a new scenery, needing of a new view. And the crow energy deals with the mind, the mental faculty. So something about the way how one's thinking, someone's thought process or perspective. The area of life, the turtle, brings me to home. Home, security, stability. So when I think of the turtle energy bringing me to, say, home, family, security, stability, and then I look at the number 11 here, Venus and Sag, I'm thinking of someone, you know, needing to be a part of or create the kind of group, community, humanitarian group, because the number 11 Venus Sag here. So I'm thinking of, like, say someone who has a hobby or a certain interest, and you create a group, a meetup group, or you get together with others who have similar interests, who are like-minded. And yes, you guys get together and have fun, but maybe there's a charitable aspect of it where it's like everybody gets together, comes up with, say, $50, and $50 is enough to cover, say, the cost of getting together, but there's extra, and the extra is donated. But that's what I'm getting for this group here, where it's like, you know, connection and getting together with other like-minded. It's like, to me, it's like wanting to be nurtured, or needing to be nurtured, and needing to be in the presence of other like-minded. And we have the owl showing up here in the challenge position. With the owl showing up in the challenge position, I'm getting someone lacking the vision on how to make it happen. So lacking the vision on how to make it happen could go to, say, you know, someone want to creatively express themselves and give birth to something. So say, for example, you're someone who's creative and you've always wanted to start your own brand or a line, or, you know, you always wanted to produce your own music, or you always wanted to do your own thing. It's like with the owl energy there, it's like lacking the vision of how to make it happen. But when it comes to this group, to me, the vision, yes, I can see how a person could feel like they lack the vision to make it happen, but I'm getting that's not really the challenge. The challenge is a matter of like making up your mind that you're going to give this thing, you're going to give not even a try. To me, it's like making up your mind that you're going to do this thing, whatever this thing is, and just doing it. Yeah, making up your mind that you're going to do it and just do it. And it's crazy because when it comes to how to make it happen, we have the dragonfly energy here, and the dragonfly ties into the mind element. So 3 of the cards on the board ties into the mind element, the thought process, how we think. So with the dragon energy, it brings me to making up one's mind to do what needs to be done, but being flexible along the way for the universe to guide you through the process. So that's like me creating this channel however long ago I did. And at the time, I just knew I wanted to create numerology, and I just made up my mind to that. And as time go by, you know, it morphed into other things because I was flexible enough to make it happen. So the way how you make it happen is to make up your mind that you want what you say you want, and then just putting one foot in front of the other and being consistent. But with the dragonfly energy, being flexible enough to be guided along the way, because nothing moves on just one straight line. There's going to be setbacks. There's going to be twists. There's going to be turns along the way. And, you know, we just have to be flexible enough to go with the flow when the time comes. So you might feel like you can't see how to make it happen. You don't need to see how to make it happen. You need to just make up your mind that you want it, whatever it is, and start taking steps moving forward towards it. And once you've committed to the path and there's no turning back, you're going to start seeing the universe sending you the right people or the right information to guide you along the way. So when it comes to, say, the tarot supporting this message, you know, overall we have the cup energy in the reverse. So to me, that's like rejecting what the universe is giving guidance. So imagine this hand wearing the white glove is the universe making creative suggestions, and you keep rejecting it or denying it or not wanting to hear it or be bothered with it. And to me, when it comes to, say, the area of your life, the number 6 came out with the turtle energy. I talked about community, family, not family, but community, you know, your secure space. The number 6 energy deals with home, family, community. And when it comes to also to the area of your life, it's like making up your mind that this is what it is that you want and moving on it, taking a chance on it. When it comes to challenges, we have the 3 of Swords. And with the 3 of Swords, as you can see, there's one sword underneath the person, and there's one sword underneath the person and 3 above them. The number 3 deals with creative expression. In the reversal position, to me, it's almost like this person is falling on the 3 swords that are in front of them. So it's almost like, not almost, but they're not at peace when it comes to their thoughts. So like I said earlier with this group, it's a matter of making up your mind and going with the flow of it. And making it happen with the Judgment card in the reversal position. To me, I think of the Judgment card in the upright position as someone, you know, waiting for something to happen. With the Judgment in the reversal position, to me, it's like, you got to go out and get it. You got to go out and get it. You can't wait for it to come to you. So I think of like us wanting someone, like, you know, booking a reading so that the person could tell you the path you're supposed to be on when you know the path you're supposed to be on. So it's like when it comes to, say, you know, how to make it happen, it's like you come to the point where you know, because if you need someone to tell you that this is the path you're supposed to be on, then someone could easily tell you it's not. And then you find yourself going in circles only to make your way back here because you keep getting pulled in this direction, only for someone to tell you it's not. And someone could tell you it's not by not validating you. Someone could tell you it's not by not being excited when you're excited. And if you're insecure and unsure, that will be them telling you it's not because they weren't excited when you were excited, or they didn't validate your views or your thoughts when it comes to this thing. So those are also ways how, you know, someone could tell you it's not, by not giving you permission, by not validating you when it comes to this thing. So yeah, when it comes to group number 1, when it comes to what's missing, something wants to be birthed within you. Like I said, maybe for some, you've always had a vision of a family. But when I look at the board, I feel like it's more of like a creative process and not wanting to own it or accept it for whatever reason. A creative process and not wanting to own that creative process. And I look at the swords on the board, and it's a matter of like getting your mind right. And when I say get the mind right, what I mean is like making up your mind that, you know what, I'm going to do this thing. I don't need to worry about any major production when it comes to it. I need to just have fun and focus on one thing at a time. So I think of the person who always wanted to maybe start their own, maybe create their music or fashion or whatever it is. And it's like, instead of thinking about the whole production and how you're going to make this big thing happen, just make one thing at a time and enjoy making one thing at a time. And once you've complete that thing, you take it from there. And in time, everything will unfold. But what I'm getting is that you will connect with the group of people who are into whatever it is that you're into. And for some of you, you might find that, in the process of you educating yourself on this thing, you connect with other people who are like-minded, who share similar interests, and that's also motivating and inspiring for you. Group number 1, it was such a pleasure sharing this message with you. If you'd like to book a tarot reading or natal chart awareness coaching session with me, the link for that is in the description box below. Also, if you'd like to check out my weekly tarot card readings exclusive to Patreon, the link for that is in the description box below. Before you go anywhere, please let me know you're here with me by dropping me a red heart in the comment box below. I would love to hear from you and look forward to seeing you in the next video. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Hello, group number 2. So group number 2, when it comes to what is missing, you feel like something's missing. What is missing exactly? What I got immediately from the elephant energy is that you need to start creating more memories. I'm getting, for some of you who selected group number 2, is so caught up in the mundane, everyday living and responsibilities to the point that you're not creating more memories. When I say creating more memories, like doing more of the simple things that you enjoy, the simple things that excite you. For me, recently, from taking my walks and listening to music, I realized that that was something that I loved when I was a kid. I loved music and I loved taking long walks. And, back then when I was a kid, the only way to listen to music was through your Walkman. And I didn't have a Walkman at the time, or a CD Walkman player, where now, we can have our iPhones or our smart devices to do all that. So now I get to combine walking and listening to music together, and it's like, damn, this is great, this is amazing, I love this. So when it comes to this group, I'm getting the feeling of like stopping and smelling the flowers is what's missing. I get also to, with this group, some of you guys could find yourself so absorbed by something not going your way, whether someone in your family needs help or they're in trouble, or just within your household certain things aren't going the way how you would like. When I think of certain things not going the way you would like, I think of like someone dealing with maybe an invasion issue. When I say invasion, I don't mean like literally police invasion, but like maybe recently someone was frustrated of, the thought, or maybe it was the reality of someone going through your stuff, not respecting your space, not respecting your space, not respecting your stuff. And from that, you may have found yourself just absorbed in that world, constantly reflecting or thinking about what you don't like or what's not working, or how you're frustrated or how you're annoyed. I just get the feeling of some of you who selected this group, it's been a long time that you've truly felt happy, or it's been a long time that you've truly felt like things are going your way. And what I'm getting is that things are actually going your way. It's just your view and where you're choosing to place your attention. And I know that's not what someone wants to hear, but yeah, things are going your way, and it's a matter of where you're placing your attention. But I'm getting for you to stop and smell the flowers. And this brings me to a thought I was having the other day while I was on my walk, and something clicked to me, and I'm gonna share it in one of the videos, and I actually forgot it up until this point. And it's like, when I went out for my walk, I was pissed off or irritated about something. And I spent a little part of my walk thinking about the thing I was pissed off and irritated about. And I helped myself to snap up out of it by asking myself questions like, okay, this happened. What does it mean about me? And, just different questions that I ask myself to help myself to realize that something that I'm perceiving to be serious is really not that serious. Because based on our conditionings, we've been conditioned to put emphasis on things that weigh absolutely nothing, weigh only as much as we allow it to weigh. And after I thought I put that past me, I kept recognizing, observing my mind bringing me back to those scenarios. And every time my mind would bring me back to those scenarios, I would notice like there might have been like a pothole in the ground and it was the shape of a heart. And then I looked again and there was a leaf and it was the shape of a heart. Or, one of the birds were singing and did something. It's like the universe kept trying to get my attention, like come out and play. And in that moment, it's like, wow, like the universe is always looking for a reason to bless us. But we're always fighting by going back inside of ourselves and finding that, going back to that fight. It's almost like, you're having an argument with someone and you're like, we're going to finish this later. And it's like, there's nothing else to talk about. But yet still, we keep bringing it back up. And it's like, that's what I'm getting with this group. It's like someone having a hard time releasing like either letting something go, forgiving something, or moving on from something. And having a hard time forgiving something, letting it go, or moving on from something is making it so hard for you to recognize the beauty in your world, for you to recognize how much the universe is blessing you. When it comes to the Astro dice, we have the number 5, Pisces, and Venus. So this is interesting. So the number 5, 5th house, brings me to like how we have fun. It also ties to romance. It also ties to children. And with the 5th house, Pisces and Venus and Pisces, to me, energies do so well together because Venus is pleasure, Pisces is escapism. So when it comes to this group, with that coming out, when it comes to the dice, it brings me to like what I was saying. It's like allowing yourself to escape in the beauty of life. But at the same time, too, another thought came to mind. Because with the number 5 energy, Pisces and Venus, I'm also getting for us to allow ourselves to have a good time. But there's a but. Because I think of Pisces energy and sometimes, with that energy within all of us, how we could be careless sometimes. And we could be careless. And I know it's like I'm contradicting myself here, but it is what it is in the sense that, yes, stop and smell the flowers. But at the same time, I'm saying stop and smell the flowers, and I'm thinking of someone taking that as a confirmation to be reckless or to be careless, only for something to happen. And it's like, okay, now look, nothing never works out for me. It's like, it just feels like there's such a thin line here when it comes to communicating. Thin line in the sense that, smell the flowers, meaning be more grateful. I'll say that. It's like when it comes to this group, what's missing is gratitude. Gratitude is missing. That's it. Because I feel like it's such a thin line here where it's like someone might, this is interesting. Gratitude. I'll just say that gratitude is what's missing. Gratitude will definitely put you in a good mood. Because like I was saying with this feels like such a thin line in the sense that I'll say smell the roses, allow yourself to have fun. And I feel like for someone, maybe one person, fun might be something that's actually destructive. And then that adds to the pain or the frustration. And it's like, see, nothing works out for me. But it just brings me to the kind of mindset where it's like, if a person only sees life in a certain way, they're always going to see what they need to justify or confirm or validate the way how they see things, is what I'm getting. But when it comes to this group, gratitude is what's missing from your world. Gratitude is what's missing from your world. When it comes to this group, it's like, some of us will say, you don't know what I've been through. But if you let everybody tell it, everybody's been through something. And the fact that we've been through things, how would I put this? Like, everybody's been through something, and at some point it's like we can't allow it to keep defining who we are and justifying, you know, us not fighting for better for ourselves. When it comes to this group here, this energy here, overall we have the gazelle energy. And with the gazelle energy, I'm seeing the gazelle energy different. And with the area of life, we have the firefly. So with the firefly energy coming up, I'm getting something about like being more passionate, it's almost like it's like the will with the firefly energy. It's almost like a switch flips in the mind and allowing oneself to be excited about things. Because overall with the gazelle energy, it's like I get someone sitting around and waiting for something, but at the same time there's no clarity of what one is waiting for exactly. So if we don't know what we're waiting for exactly, how will we know that we've seen it? When it comes to the challenges, we have the fox energy. So with the fox coming out as a challenge, I get the feeling of someone, it's like being so clever to the point that, the fox energy, either there's a lack of trust or, what's coming to mind with this? I'm going to just speak out and just say it like I'm seeing it. With the fox energy, I think of like someone being so clever, thinking that they're so damn clever when like some people might fall for it, but like someone else could be able to see through it, is what I'm getting. And when I say being clever, I think of like the person who has been through the heartbreak. Ooh, okay, this isn't gonna go for everyone, and some of y'all probably will like be so annoyed with me after this, but I'm gonna spit it out because somebody probably need to hear it. So when I look at the energies here, because this is showing what needs to happen, and there's some level of rising from the ash needs to happen. So there's no doubt that you've been through things. And what I'm getting from the energies here is someone coming from a background where you got attention only when you were sick, when you were ill, or when things weren't going well for you. So I've gotten a person who's learned to take on this kind of energy of always, it's like things are always talking about how bad it is, or things like, or I think of the person who's always sick, but really they make themselves sick because that's the only time they get attention, love, and recognition. Or I think of the person who sometimes can seem like an energy vampire to those in their lives because it's like they're always complaining, and no matter what kind of solution is presented, it doesn't matter. There's always a reason, you know, to feel sorry for this person. And I feel so horrible saying this, but this is what I'm reading. It's like what's missing is gratitude. What's missing is leaving an old victim consciousness mindset behind. I just feel like, you know, like it'll be interesting to see who's like bold enough to say they resonate with this message, even though I feel like a lot more people will resonate than people who don't, because we've all been here, you know, we've all been here and don't even realize we're here. Where it's like, for me, I had a situation where I kept bringing up something that I went through, and it wasn't until one of my brothers, who, you know, we speak very often, and from me always calling stuff out, he's grown to be comfortable with calling stuff out with me also. And he called me out and brought my attention to the fact that, you know, I have Chiron in retrograde in an area in Gemini. And it's like I didn't realize that my mind kept going back to like certain things, you know, like something would happen now and I would use it as an example to pull back from something in the past. And I just constantly was on that loop and didn't realize that I was on that loop until he called me out. And like when I tell you I couldn't see it until he called me out. And when he called me out, now whenever I do it, I realize that I'm doing it, and I make an effort to stop it. But for the longest, I was doing it and didn't realize I was doing it. So group number 2, like, you know, I feel like it happens to the best of us. And, you know, you clicked on this message wanting to know what's missing. What's missing is gratitude. What's missing is, you know, you not allowing that to take control over your life anymore. Because sometimes we don't realize that it's like as children, we were conditioned to seek permission for everything. And sometimes we find ourselves keep bringing up certain things that we've been through because we want, say, the people in our lives to take responsibility for their role or to even acknowledge that it happened. And of course, most of the time, they're never going to do that because at the end of the day, like they don't even want to see themselves in that light. And it's like, it came to the realization that, like, you know, we don't need people to give us permission to remember what happened. We don't need people to give us permission to remember what happened or to remember it the way you remember it. And that's something that you have to keep in mind, because sometimes we keep bringing stuff up because we want someone to say, you're not crazy, it happened. Like, you know, it happened, and you got to do what you need to do for yourself in order to, you know, release it, in order to move on from it. So when it comes to, say, this energy here, it's like overall, some of you might want to release, but you don't know how. You know, find yourself trying to balance so many different things. And, you know, when it comes to, say, the area of your life, you know, what you're going through here might get in the way of you trying to, you know, have passion to make things happen, you know, for you to give birth, to create something. It's like whatever it is that you're going through, it's like killing the creative process within you. And then the challenge here, it's like I mentioned with the Chiron, and for me keeping reliving certain things. And from that, you know, we might see ourselves as developing certain ways to protect ourselves in the world, but not seeing how those same ways are isolating us from others, getting in the way of us having healthy relationships and connections. And, you know, when it comes to, say, what's missing, how to make things happen, we have the Phoenix energy. So to me, the Phoenix energy brings me to, say, a person pulling out a book with paper and like pouring their heart out as far as expressing themselves and talking about what has happened, their experience, and just, you know, having a confession or having some kind of a release and just pouring it out on paper. And then with the Phoenix energy is like safely burning it and letting yourself know that once I burn this, I will no longer revisit it or bring it up. You know, because like that's something that I even had to realize within myself, where it's like, when things aren't going well in my life, what I'll do now is write out what it is that's happening and write out the possible solutions I see. And then once I write it out and express how I feel, or maybe how I might feel with myself in relations to the universe, and maybe I might feel like, God, this is unfair. Why is this happening? Blah, blah, blah. I let it all out. And once I'm done, I challenge myself to no longer speak about it with anyone, because every time I speak about it, I'm resurrecting it. You know, so that might be something with you guys where it's like you pour your heart out, you express yourself, and once you're done, you're done. And once you make up your mind to pour your heart out and, you know, put it behind you, the King of Pentacles energy brings me to, you know, coming up with practical steps to move forward. And I feel like two practical steps is, you know, once you've wrote it out, you know, you no longer speak about it to anyone. And if you've come to a point where there's a problem again, you either brainstorm with someone who, you know, not where someone who's going to give you permission or agree with you and also throw the pity party with you based on whatever is going on in their world. But you go back to the drawing board and express yourself some more. And, you know, you go back to the drawing board and express yourself some more, but come up with practical, tangible steps to move forward. And like I said, one of those is leaving it behind, no more bringing it up. And the next one is gratitude. I feel like gratitude will take group number 2 so far. Just reminding yourself to say thank you. With the number 5 energy here, Pisces and Venus, I feel like I need to tell this group to be careful on the way how you reward yourself. Because the reason why I say be careful on the way how you reward yourself is like you might do something good and then your reward could be something that's a bit of a setback. An example of that is someone who works all week and then they go out and they bottomless mimosa it out to the point that they can't even walk. And it's like, from all of that, it's like there's so many things that's going to, you know, super tired. There's so many things that's going to there's so many issues that's going to come from that, where it's like a reward now is a setback. So that's something that I'm getting. Be careful the way how you reward yourself. Be careful the way how you soothe yourself. Be careful the way how you escape. Because, you know, the reward or the soothing can be such a setback. But yeah, when it comes to group number 2, what is missing is gratitude. Gratitude and releasing of the past is what is missing. Group number 2, it was such a pleasure sharing this message with you. If you would like to book a tarot reading with me or a natal chart awareness coaching session, the links for that is in the description box below. If you'd like to check out my exclusive weekly pick a card readings, only available on Patreon, the link for that is also in the description box below. Before you go anywhere, please let me know you're here by dropping me an orange heart in the comment box below. I would love to hear from you and look forward to seeing you in the next video. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Hello, group number 3. So group number 3, when it comes to what is missing. So when it comes to what's missing, few things is coming up for group number 3. So one thing is, when's the last time you've been out, been somewhere that allowed you to really look at yourself? When I say look at yourself, in the sense that, like, say, for example, you know, we might look at ourselves in the mirror and we fix our hair, but we're really not looking at ourselves. You know, we're coming in, we're going, and we're preparing ourselves to look decent for society, but we're really not taking a good look at ourselves. It's like with the swan energy, I'm imagining like a movie, and it's like, you know, like someone, like, it's like fairy tale looking, and it's like 2 people dancing and having a good time. And it's like with the swan energy here, it's like romance is what's missing. Like a fairy tale dreamy aspect of one's life is what's missing. To me, when I think of this group, I feel like what's missing is something to look forward to, is what's missing from group number 3. It's like that excited feeling of something to look forward to. So now I see what I mean, why I was given the image of, you know, one looking at themselves, or something about the image, or putting oneself together. I think of, like, you know, something to look forward to. Yes, that's what's missing. Something to look forward to. It's like ever since 2020, everything exists online now. And with everything existing online, it's like, yes, we could have social events to look forward to on the internet, but it's not the same as having something in the physical world to look forward to, where you're going to connect with other people. So that's the first thing that's coming up with the swan energy. What's missing is having something to look forward to. And I feel like my advice when it comes to something to look forward to is to sit down and write out all of your genuine interests, all the genuine interests that you have. And then, you know, Google events near me, where you go to Eventbrite or even meetup.com and look up events that are similar to the things that you're interested in. Or maybe this is something that you might want to create. But I feel like a lot of you guys here might be very similar to myself, in the sense that lately I've been feeling that exact feeling of, you know, wanting something to look forward to or something to experience in that sense. But then I forget the bigger part of myself, where a lot of you guys probably can relate to being introverts and also empathic. So it's like the idea of looking forward to this thing feels so exciting, but then actually being out and picking up on the different energies and all that could be so exhausting. So I get how this could be it's like this could be so not contradicting, but I guess that's the word that's coming to mind right now. When it comes to the Astro Dice, interesting, we have the number 5. And the number 5 brings me to sudden and unexpected changes. But then the number 5 and also communication. But then it brings me to the 5th house. And the 5th house deals with romance, passion, like the way how we not express ourselves, but yeah, things that we're passionate about, things that excites us. And we have Capricorn energy and Saturn energy, which to me is like having the same energy kind of repeating. So something about work, business, authority is something that comes up. So for some of you, maybe going to a networking, like, you know, putting yourself out there to network with other like-minded might be a thing. But as I say that, it feels like, no, that's not it. So let me draw for the cards to see what else is coming out. But I'm definitely getting the feeling of wanting something to look forward to. And when I think of the number 5 and the energies here, something that crossed my mind earlier was the thought of, you know, maybe putting something together that would be like, it would be fun, but at the same time, there would be a charitable cause to it, cause around it, where it would help people in some way. Because with Saturn and Capricorn energy, I'm getting making business in the 5th house. I'm getting making business fun or teaching something fun. I think of, like, you know, someone putting an event together or being part of an event, or maybe say, for example, you have an interest in a certain field or area, and you going out and connecting with more people who have this interest, because that would be the thing that you guys will talk about. So say, for example, you're into crystals, and, you know, there's a crystal expo coming up, and you go to the exposition and you connect with others who also love crystals, and you follow this thing around. It gives you something to do. Because when it comes to this group, I'm getting wanting something to do, but not wanting something to do like wanting work to do or anything like that. It's more of wanting something fun to look forward to is what's missing when it comes to this group. And overall, we have the spider energy. When I think of the spider energy, I think of like approach, like trying to find the right approach to something. So overall, you're considering the right approach, trying to find the right approach to this thing. And with the buffalo energy coming out, reflecting like the area of our lives when it comes to what might be missing. To me, when I think of the buffalo energy, I think of earth energy, and I think of something stable and something grounding. So in some of for some of you, it's like, to me, I think of, say, how for some people, I think of people who enjoyed school. Some of us hated school, but there were people who really thrive in the school environment. And I feel like those people carry on to thrive in company environments, because, you know, these people really love the group environment, the team environment. So when it comes to the buffalo energy, I'm thinking that, you know, this is something that you need, like something sustainable, something that to be a part of your world. When I say be a part of your world, I think of the example that I gave earlier about someone, say, you know, you're into crystals, so you support the crystal expos, to where it gives you something to look forward to. But with Capricorn and Saturn and the number 5 energy showing up, the message that I'm getting from it is interesting in the sense that, but then, I hate the message that I'm getting. The reason why I hate the message that I'm getting is because it's like who wants to turn a fun thing into a business or into a work thing? Because then it's not fun anymore if it's work, in the sense that, say, for example, if I'm looking for, I'm looking to network and connect with others who are into, let's say, into fashion, and I want to have a reason to make clothing and get dressed up to go to this thing. It's like, if it turns into a business, then it's not fun anymore for me. Maybe it might be for some of you here, or maybe it could be turned into a business in the sense that where it pays for itself could be a thing. Who knows? Let's keep going. The challenge is the lizard energy. So with the lizard energy being a challenge, A challenge for some might be the flexibility, might not have the flexibility to partake in, you know, what it is that you need right now, the flexibility to partake into making it happen. But when it comes to the card that deals with making it happen, we have the fire ant, and to me it's almost like jump in it. So okay, so what I get from this group overall is like, you know, needing something to look forward to, and, you know, figuring out how one's going to make it happen, and creating this stable thing to look forward to. So it's like, I think of like, you know, an annual event that, you know, you spend the whole year planning, and there's certain people who you're connecting with, and you have to meet up with them throughout the year to plan this thing. So just meeting up with them throughout the year gives you something to look forward to. Oh, I'm liking the idea of this. So just meeting up with them throughout the time while you're planning the event gives you guys, you know, something to look forward to, a way to connect. You know, but the lizard energy brings me to flexibility. Flexibility in the sense, like, some of you might be stuck in your own ways and feel like you don't like people. You don't like people, but all of a sudden you have this desire for people, but you feel like you don't like people, or you don't want to be bothered with them, or you don't want to have to you don't want to have to go out of your way to make them comfortable or do certain things like that. And when it comes to say, you know, how to make it happen, the fire ant says, you know, bring it and they will come. Create it and they will come. So the same thing that you're yearning for, and the same thing that you're looking for, there are others who are out there yearning for and looking for the same. And the number 5 Saturn energy brings me to, making it into, like, it could be a business in some way. I know someone's going to resonate with this, and you're going to tell me in the comments, what the hell am I picking up? But I hate that I keep finding myself holding back, because it's like, everything's always about business for me, but the Astro dice are saying it right there. So it's like, why am I fighting and holding myself back? So when it comes to say overall, again, you know, the hangman energy, it's like intuitively not knowing how to go about making something happen. And with the area, it's like practical, not having, Page of Pentacles, not having a stable thing to look forward to. So I think of how some people will look forward to going to church every Sunday, and not necessarily for the message or the word, but look forward to the fact that they have this place to go to where they're going to connect with other people, and they have a reason, they have something to look forward to. Maybe for some people, it's like, you know, you're looking forward to wearing your shoes and somebody gonna see you in your shoes, or you're looking forward to putting on that hat and somebody gonna see you in your hat, or you're looking forward to just getting out and just seeing faces. You're looking forward to getting out and just chit-chatting. But it's like wanting something stable to look forward to. And the challenge is the lizard, to me, not being flexible or overthinking things. But when it comes to say making it happen, it's like, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. So when it comes to this group, is something, you know, what's missing is something to look forward to. That's what's missing. Something to look forward to. Something to where you're going to go out in your day-to-day life and see other humans. It's what's missing. Yeah. Yep. That's it. Group number 3. That's it. Such a pleasure sharing it with you. If you'd like to book a tarot card reading with me or a natal chart awareness coaching session, the link for that is in the description box below. If you'd like to check out my exclusive weekly pick a card readings and other contents available only on Patreon, the link for that is also in the description box below. Before you go anywhere, please let me know you're here with me by dropping me a yellow heart in the comment box below. I would love to hear from you and look forward to seeing you in the next video. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.